the first lesson, or the introduction to ratios, and we will be covering this in class more so. This is just another video if we have any extra time, or if you are looking for something to do while we're waiting for someone to finish up. So here we have introduction to ratios. What I'm going to do is define what a ratio is. So a ratio is a comparison of two quantities. Okay, ratios can be part to part. Oops. Part to whole. Or whole to part comparisons. There are three ways you can write ratios. So we're going to typically see it in a fraction form, where we use a numerator over a denominator. We can also see the word to. Let me see if I can focus this a little bit better. And then we can also write it using a colon. Okay, so you're going to see ratios written in three ways. The word to, so boys to girls, as a fraction, so A over B, or you could see it using a colon. So the ratio of A to B can be written as, the three ways would be as the fraction, A with the word to, B, or using a colon. They all mean the same thing. So then if I go to number 5, it says in class there are 12 girls and 11 boys. Write the ratio three ways. So girls to boys, it's very important that my number of girls comes first, because that's what it's asking me to do here. Girls to boys. If it were boys to girls, I would have to write 11 to 12. But it's asking girls to boys, so I'm going to go 12 to 11. So that's 12 as a numerator and 11 as a denominator. 12 to 11 with the word to, and then using a colon, 12 colon 11. Okay, now like what I mentioned earlier, now it's asking for boys to girls. So now I have to make sure I put my boys first. So it would be 11 as my numerator, 12 as my denominator, 11 the word to, 12, and 11 colon 12. Okay, you notice that number 5 is a part-to-part question. I have 12 girls, which is part of my class, and 11 boys, which is part of my class. I'm not doing 12 girls to the entire class, which would be 32. I'm sorry, 23. Number 6. Suppose you were at camp. There are 5 counselors and 13 campers in every cabin. Write the ratio three ways. So counselors to campers, I have to do 5, because I'm doing counselors first. 5 to 13, 5 to 13, and 5 to 13. Okay? Campers to total people in the cabin. So now I'm looking for total people in the cabin. So this would be a part to whole question. So now I have to add them together, 5 and 13. So I have 18 people total in my cabin. And I have 13 campers. So 13 to 18. 13 to 18. And 13 to 18. Okay. Number 7. There are 3 times as many cashews as almonds in the mixture of nuts. Write the ratio 3 ways. So 3 times as many cashews. So for every cashew I have 3. Oh, I'm sorry. For every almond I have 3 cashews. So I'm going to write it 3 to 1, 3 to 1, and 3 to 1. Almonds to cashews. Now I just switch it, so 1 over 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 3. And then last we have number 8. Write a ratio in 3 ways for each statement. There are 125 students for every 5 teachers. So for every 125 students, there's 5 teachers. And you can see how this can be simplified too, because 5 is going to be a factor of both of those numbers. 125 to 5, and then 125 to 5. That would be useful if I wanted to find out how many students were about in each class. Okay. And then combine 1 part ginger ale to 4 parts fruit punch. So 1 part ginger ale to 4 parts fruit punch. 1 to 4 and 1 to 4. That's really all it is using the fraction form, the word to, and the colon to write a fraction 3 different ways. The important thing to remember is, what is the question asking you to do? That's the order you need to write it in. Okay, so just be aware and read closely. On the next page you have a couple of practice questions, and so I'd like you to take about 5 minutes. There's 8 of them, it shouldn't take you too long. But the directions write each ratio 3 ways, so I do want to see the 3 different ways to write these ratios for all 8 of these.